Welcome to Camp Nightmare, people. Welcome to Camp Nightmare is a really good book, book 9 of the original series. I went from book 1 to 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, or 6, 7, and 8. Forget those. Let's get back to the book 9. Book 9 stars Billy, or Billy. Yes, another Billy, like Billy Deep, but it's not Billy Deep. It's Billy something else. So, wait a minute. We have a spy. Get out of here. That idiot mutant. So, the story begins. They're on the bus. They're going to this camp. The bus driver turns around. His head just turns 360. Like, well, we have something that can show you what it looks like this. Like that, which is perfect because the mask he was wearing, because it's a mask, it was just a joke, was green. He's like, we're here, welcome to camp. They're like, it's the middle of nowhere. No, it's the middle of nowhere. So they get out the bus and they hear grumbling and, creatures. Then they hear Uncle Al comes out with like a gun thing. He's like, pesky creatures. So they go to the camp. The girls and boys are split up. So Mike and his friends, Mike. There's one of them named Mike. So they go to their camp and there's bunks. There's all their bunks. Billy gets a bunk with Mike, Colin, and Roger. I think there's a fourth one, but I can't remember. Or fifth one, I can't remember at this moment. But they're all there. Mike gets bit by a snake. Uncle Al was like, oh, you'll be fine. Larry, the counselor, who I prefer in the book, he was less jerky in the book. He was more like, oh, hey, no, don't worry. No, get that packaged up. And the episode was like, nurse? What nurse? Anyways, they go down. There's a campfire. The next day, Mike's gone. So they're asking like, "Where's Mike? Where's Mike?" No one's answering. They get angry and stuff. Usual stuff. Get angry, whatever. But then that day, Colin gets cracked in the back of the head with a baseball because they were playing a game of baseball. And Larry, like in the episode, which was a lot more. It was less surprising that he did it in the episode since he was already mean. But he chucks the thing into his forehead, in the back of his head, and you just hear a crack. I can't really do a cracking sound. I don't have any pasta on me, so I can't do the thing. But yeah. But they're also supposed to be going out and camping and they're in the stars. So Roger and the other kid. What's going on over there? Roger and another kid, I forgot his name. And Jay. So Jay and Roger go out to the forbidden bunk. And apparently Roger gets just torn into pieces, just dies. So the next day they're talking about it. He gets separated from Colin. What's his face? Jay. And they're just gone for the book. They're just gone. So these new kids, Logan and someone else, they're canoeing with Larry. Then they fall overboard. Larry's like, oh my god. He's like, So then he falls in too. Just canoe tips over. 2 kids are gone. Billy saves Larry. He's like, I can't. He's like, I don't know how to swim or something. Like, the current's too long. You gotta save me or whatever. And so, yeah, they get saved. Then he sneaks off. He finds a girl that he met in the first story, which I forgot her name as well. I read this was one of the first. This is one of the first books I've read for season 3. It was the first book I finished, actually. So if I'm, that was like a couple of months ago. So What's her name? Oh, here we go. Dawn. So Dawn is her name. He finds Dawn and her friend. They're like, there was one of us was mauled by a bear. All the letters aren't being sent to, our parents, blah, blah, blah. So Uncle Al has a rifle. He's like, we're going to hunt those girls down. No one goes to other camps. He's like, Billy's like, no, I won't. I won't kill anyone. He's like, kill? We're not going to kill. They're loaded with tranquilizer bullets. He's still like, no, Uncle Al, no. So he grabs a rifle from Uncle Al and he puts it to his chest. He's like, Billy, don't you... But instead of him dying and falling over, he laughs. He's like, you passed, Billy, you passed. It's all a test. Everything was fake. They're all alive, His parents, they were it's like a government testing place that was like a lab thing that they make a camp. So Bailey can get practice, see if he needs, when he learns to when to follow the rules, when to break them, all that stuff. It's about his parents, because his parents are going somewhere far to a new planet to, explore and, learn about it. And want to take Billy with them. He's like, Ray, what planet is it? They're like, a faraway place. Planet called Earth. Apparently their life forms are really dangerous. Which I think this book is very funny. I think it's the first book to have you have an alien as the main character, as an alien. Which I think is very funny, very good book. I have these two versions. I'm lucky enough to get this version first. This is a really good book. The next episode will be the final book for part 1 of season 3. That will be The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Which, stay tuned for. Stay tuned. Hold on. Easy. I bet he didn't see me, though. He saw my spy, but he didn't see me. You better watch out.